So I want to do a thing that I started doing on Twitter. If you're on Twitter, follow me. I'm trying to create something there too. My screen name is official LG22 because my whole thing doesn't fit. So I've been doing this thing for a couple of days, and it's actually been getting a little bit of a response. I'll put a screen grab, a screenshot from a movie. Tell me if you can guess what movie it's from. Throughout this little story time, I'm gonna do that. So tell me if you can guess what the movie is. I want to talk about some of the experiences that I've dealt with since opening up as being trans. I want to talk about this because I've talked about it, and a lot of people talk about the negative experiences and the negative aspects and things that go on, right? You know, how people cut them out of their life. I've had a lot of people cut me out of their life. I've had a lot of people say things about me, blah, blah, blah. I get it. And those are all true. But I want to talk about a few other experiences. One of the first experience that I noticed was who my true friends are. Now, there haven't been too many. I haven't had a whole lot of friends like stick with me through thick and thin no matter what, but there have been a few who have absolutely not only have blown me away, but have proven not only myself, but like a lot of people wrong with how other people see them. I'm going to talk about my brother, Nate. Nate, I hope he doesn't mind me saying this stuff because I want to make it clear just how impressed I am with his life. So I knew him years ago when he was a kid, and he was known as being lazy, and he was known as being other things that aren't great qualities. And there was a point where he made some moves in his life, and he not just stepped up, but he changed his entire world, and people made fun of him for it. You know, his family and friends, they made fun of him. They said he wasn't going to do it. I was there when they insulted who he is as a person. And first, not going to lie, I did say things before. I did question him as far as, you know, some of his decisions. But seeing now, when I opened up as being trans, when I told people, like, this is the life I'm going to live, he was the only one. Not only was he the first one, but he was one of, like, I can only think of two people off the top of my head who have never for once, three people off the top of my head who have never for 1 second even thought about not being my friend. Three people, and Nate was one of them. Not only did he never consider that, he's never dropped his support, he's never dropped his friendship, he's never stopped calling me his sibling, he's never stopped treating me like just the same person that I've always been. And not only, okay, so that's my side of it. But the other thing is, he has done everything he's had to do. He is now, you know, he used to, rightfully so, be a lazy person, and he used to cut corners and stuff like that. Now he has 3 children who are great kids. I love his kids so much, and his wife is amazing. And he works a good job. He's successful, which not a lot of people can say that. He owns his own house. He you know, he travels quite a bit for work. Like, he does a lot. And it's not just that it's hard work. I'm super proud of him for stepping up that way. But he made a life for himself, committed to it, has succeeded in living that. He's never, you know, there's so many things that he's been accused of or has been said that he would become that he never even kind of became. And I am beyond impressed with him. So anyway, the reason I'm saying all this is because, you know, he's one of the very few people has never, ever left my side. I told him I'm trans and I'm going to live this life. And he was like, okay, cool. And we don't completely see eye to eye, but that doesn't matter to him because he respects me, and that means a ton to me. Another thing is, I'll tell you this. It is so freeing. Now, I'm not saying I'm fixed. I'm not saying anything's like, this is done now. I still have anxiety issues. I still have some issues. But since opening up as being trans, since telling people, like, I'm done lying, I'm done pretending that I'm this person that you want me to be. Since doing that, I feel so much more free. I feel like I've been able to speak up and do things that terrified me. I don't know whoever does or doesn't know me. If you're watching this and you don't know much about me, I lived in Philadelphia for 41 years. That was my entire world. It's a huge part of my identity that I'm from Philly. I'm proud to be from there. I love the city with all my heart. That won't ever change. But I was terrified to go because I would for the longest time, I was shy and scared and unsure of literally anything. So what I would do is I would rather live in misery in that area. I lived in just outside of, like, across the bridge in South Jersey. I would rather live there in misery, but be comfortable enough. Like, I didn't have to change my information. I didn't have to set up a new bank account. I didn't have to do like all these little things that you have to do when you move, and especially when you move far. And years ago, 5 years ago, 2 years ago, I would never even consider for 1 second, I wouldn't consider the potential of not living there, because not because I wanted to stay there. It's actually an area that I've been looking to get away from for a long time. But what I was doing was I was afraid to go to a new job and work and meet new people and have to learn a new area. And it was all about fear. It was all about insecurity. Now, going a little step further for insecurity, another thing that has become a huge passion for me since that part of my life. I don't think it's something I would have vocalized before. Is I've been fighting for and trying my best to be an advocate for childhood cancer. And as a person 2 years ago, I never would have done this. But if you notice, my eyes look a little odd. In honor of my friend raising $20,000, which I believe he's at 22. He might be at 23,000 now. He's looking to, and he's going to raise $25,000 or more, all to be donated to the Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation. It is a foundation that has helped him and many people and many kids and families. And I never would have been able or willing to step out of my comfort zone and shave my eyebrows. Now, I don't think it looks terrible. I think that's pretty cool that it doesn't look as bad as I was expecting, but I never would have been willing to do something like that. I never would have been willing to go live or to create a page where I'm on the screen. I know right now there's movie clips, but I've made countless movies. I've made countless videos where I am the screen, and I never would have done that before. I made a YouTube account, and for like 10 years, it was all montages and stuff. It was all things that weren't me. I even had a whole section where I would just record friends' kids running around, and I sped it up, and it was really funny, and it was interesting, but I was not anywhere in it, because I've been terrified to put myself out there to have, I'm not going to call it confidence, because I'll be honest, I have no confidence in much right now, but I'm able now to talk and to be in front of the camera and to do things that I've never been willing to, because I feel free again. I feel free to be who I am unapologetically and without worrying about who I'm going to offend. Now, I do, just to be clear, I have a lot of respect for other people, and I want to. I hope I always do, but there can be respect given to others while still living the life that I am able and capable to live freely and happily. And I want to. I'm not there, but I want to get there. And these are just a few things. I don't know if anybody else who watches my stuff, if you are also trans, I would love to hear from you how opening up has affected your life, because I think I'm not saying that everyone should make the same decisions. I think everyone is different, and everyone should live their best life, and that doesn't mean to do what I do or what someone else does. So don't feel like if you chose not to open up, or if you chose not to go through with the transition, don't feel like that's a bad decision, because it's not. I just want you and me, and I want my brother, and I want his family, and I want everybody to live the best life that they are able to express yourself and feel good and walk around and not be scared of our own insecurities. So let me know if you got any of the movie photos that I posted, the screenshots. And also, if you're willing, do me a huge favor, join my Patreon. I will be giving, by the way, I'm going to start posting the answers to the movie clips, just for the ones that nobody gets. So let's do that, please. Thank you so much for watching, for being a part of my community here, our community. And don't forget that nostalgia rules.